Hi everybody and welcome back to another video. I wanted to talk about George Floyd Square. I don't really want to talk about George Floyd. I want to talk about George Floyd Square because there's a couple of things need to be pointed out. You may have seen this sign which went up in George Floyd Square in Minneapolis, and just have it's a sacred space. Get this, a sacred space for community, public grief and protest. And then it goes on to say, this is where George Floyd took his last breath under the knee of a Minneapolis police officer. It then gives advice: enter with reverence, humility and openness as an invited guest. I guess in the way what you'd enter a church, care for each other by wearing a mask and asking each other to wear a mask. Right, okay. And then honor the space as a place to connect and grieve as caring humans. I mean, who wrote this? Who wrote this garbage? But then we get to the punchline. Look underneath. For white people in particular. Get this? So they're singling out one particular ethnicity. And then it says, here's the advice for whiteys. Decenter yourself and come to listen, learn, mourn, and witness. I want to pay witness. Remember, you're here to support, not to be supported. Well, that's you told, right? Be mindful of whether your volume, pace, and movements are supporting or undermining your efforts to decenter yourself. This decentering yourself seems to be a particular obsession of whichever clown happened to write this. Then it goes on further. Seek to contribute to the energy of the space rather than drain it. How does one do that? Bring your own processing to other white folks so that you will not harm BIPOC, which I presume is black people of color. I'm not sure what that means. And then finally, consider if you want or need to take photos and post them. Do not take photos of other people without their consent. Well, I certainly would agree with that last bit. But the rest of that, I wonder what you think of that. I mean, do you think, yeah, this is reasonable? This is where a man died, so it becomes a sacred space? Is that something you agree with? If you think it's a sacred space, and whites are obviously have been specifically singled out, I wanted to show you this. What? I thought this was a sacred space. Yeah. Man dies of gunshot wounds as activists block police from George Floyd Memorial Site. All right, so it's a sacred place, but not so sacred that some folks can't shoot some other folks. Let's read a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to show you in a second the youth mentor, 30, who was shot and killed in George Floyd Square as his aunt slams activists in the zone who wouldn't let Minneapolis cops in to treat him, and then dumped him outside the square. Here he is, Emma's Wright, who was gunned down inside the new sacred space. Got to feel sorry for him, sorry for his aunt. Imagine being shot and having your body then dumped outside the square. But this is somewhat confusing to me, so perhaps you can explain it to me. It's a sacred space. White folks are told to enter respectfully and to decenter themselves and to pretty much treat it as if they're going into a place of worship. Meanwhile, other folks get to kill each other in the same sacred space. Yeah, I look forward to your explanation in this one. Do catch with me later tonight at 9 p.m. GMT time, when my special guest in the live stream is going to be the renowned author, commentator, Alana Mercer. So Alana's back with me tonight at 9 p.m. Look forward to speaking with you then. In the meantime, drop your comments in the space below, and I'll speak with you real soon.